Hello to anyone who happened to click on this video. Today I am going to be making a reference sheet for the main character of this Danganronpa fan story thing I'm working on. I think what I'm gonna try to do is edit videos that are similar to how the game plays, but it's not an actual game. So for the story you just watch the videos. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. If anyone has a better idea, please tell me. But yeah, I was working on the reference sheet for her. She is a lot like me because I thought it would be easier to write the protagonist realistically if she was a lot like me, so it would be my reactions and stuff to this madness going on. So with this thing, I'm trying to make it take place in the timeline would be pretty much right after Danganronpa 1, because that's when the spares are everywhere and people can basically do whatever the frick they want. And it's before the remnants and stuff were contained, so I think it would work well for this. Also, Toa City hasn't been ruined yet. So I want the mastermind to use that as a thingy for them to want to leave. Oh, if you kill someone and just get away with it, then you are allowed to go to Toa City, because Toa City is known as the best place at this time because of their air purifier and everything. I mean, I guess I can just talk about some of the characters and stuff more. Okay, so these characters are students that would have been in the 79th class to go to Hope's Peak Academy, but that never ended up happening because of the most tragic, most despair-inducing incident in all of human history. So they never got to go to Hope's Peak, but they had already been scouted and stuff, and they have been just trying to survive the new world riddled with despair because they weren't really officially announced anywhere, except to their other classmates who was going to be in their classes. So for this character's design and talent and stuff, I would have probably done Ultimate Artist if that wasn't already a character, and I didn't really feel like be using an ultimate talent if possible. I mean, at least from the main games, because I don't really remember everyone's talent from every single thingy, but So I chose seamstress because I am into cosplaying and I like sewing, but I'm not very good at it yet. So this is more a wishful thinking of me. And I mean, she's kind of I tried my best not to give her Sumigi vibes, because I don't want her to be seem like she's ripping off Sumigi, but I keep getting those vibes. And I almost made her color palette blue too, because it's my favorite color, but I'm no, then everyone will definitely think it's Sumigi. But in the end, I'm just oh, whatever. If she gives off those vibes, she can do whatever she wants. She's just vibing. Also, I gave her the brown to blonde ombre because that's what my hair currently has. And I mean, I dye it to colors and stuff. But I've noticed there really aren't many characters in anime in general with this hair color thing, which I think is kind of weird because I mean, it seems pretty common, at least over here, but maybe it's not popular in Japan. But I thought it might be cool to have a character with that for once. Now on to the actual outfit. So for this thing, I didn't really think that giving them school uniforms would make a lot of sense, because they never actually attended the school. and they've been like just living out their lives other places, so why would they still be wearing the school uniform? Also, when they first wake up, they do not have these clothes, like when they got into the killing game, and these were just like put in their rooms, and this was the only thing they could wear. It's like the mastermind was like forcing them to wear stuff that related to their talents, even if they hadn't been recently. Okay, so I have her with like, in my head, it's like a polo shirt on underneath this sweatshirt dress thing. I don't know if that makes sense. And then she has an apron on with a pocket because I need to store all of my sewing supplies in it. Also, the patches do in fact trigger her because she is mad about how badly done they are. And it is not up to her quality. For other little details, she has pincushion, little hair tie thingy on her antenna. The tomato has 5 needles pointing out. Yeah. Then she has a like tape measure thing that they use for like taking measurements for sewing garments around her left leg, because I don't know, I like asymmetry. And then she has glasses, because I also have glasses, and I thought it might be cool to have a protagonist with glasses, even if it can be hard to draw them looking right. But I need to practice anyway, so it gives me an excuse. And on her left middle finger, she has a thimble ring. I don't really have a reason why, I just thought it would be cool. Then I gave her basic black shoes. I don't have a reason for this. I guess it was to tie in the black of her apron to the rest of the drawing. So, for the setting of this game, I was going to set it underground in like a cave system for a few reasons. So the first one is so that like it's self-contained and they can't see anything in the outside, like how the other games were, with the dome, or if the windows board up, or literally on an island where they can't see anything else. And another reason is it makes more sense to be able to purify air and stuff, since the world is like hard to inhabit at the moment underground. Like you could like just cycle air in through a purifier to get into the cave or something. And also I think it would make some really cool aesthetics because it's a lot different from the other places. It might give them like a claustrophobic feeling, which would be kind of cool, honestly, to kind of see how they would react. When I was drawing this, I kept forgetting little details, like I had to add in back the needles and the pincushion on the side and back view after I finished it, as well as, what else did I have to add back? Oh, and I had to add in the, personality type thing in the bottom left corner. You'll see it at the end, because I forgot to add it, even though I wanted to add it, because I want to make each of the characters a different, like, Myers-Briggs, I think that's what it's called, personality test thing, like I'm INFP, if I remember correctly, and I want to, like, make each of them a different one, because there are 16 combinations, and I just thought that might be cool to have, like, every type of personality, so it's more balanced. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so here I start the coloring. I color it on each of them, like separately. Well, I mean, not separately, but, I color the same color on each of them at the same time, because I have the same colors on each of the layer, on a different layer each, in case I ever want to, modify the color. It's easier for me to do sliders on a layer that just has that color on all of them, so I don't have to worry about forgetting about it. But, yeah, so that's why it goes like that, even though it might seem a bit weird. Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, I am using the app Sketch Club to draw and record this. In the recording, I didn't have it put zooming and rotation on because I zoom in way too much for my own good. Also, I did this on my phone because my iPad mini is not working. So it'd be like weird to try to get it to do that. And I'm like, I'll just do it at video sizing, so it'll just be the whole page the whole time. It's fine. And I went with a purpley pinkish color palette in general, with the exception of the yellow, but I think the yellow goes pretty well with the purple, so you know. I also tightened the green on the pincushions with my eyes, even though my eyes aren't really green. Well, I mean, they're like a weird mix. They're like a silvery brown green, and they were blue when I was a baby, so I don't know what's up with that. But, yeah, that's why I gave it green eyes. My main concern about this whole project is how I'm going to edit the trials to make them interesting, but, like, I don't have good editing software either. Like, I'm making this on iMovie. I mean, but this doesn't really require much editing. But I don't know how to make, like, words fly across and everything, or do the spinny thingy, so it's, like, looks all cool. So the trials might end up looking lame unless I can figure out how to do that. Or maybe I'll just improvise and make them a little different. I really don't know yet. I've got some ideas for murders. I'm just wondering how I can make them, like, convoluted. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but, like, make them complicated, but still possible to solve. Because my least favorite thing in this game is, like, when you have, like, no chance of solving the murder from just the clues. You have to get other people's stuff only once you're in the trial. Because I like to go into a trial feeling confident, if possible. Instead of being like, oh no, I don't know what this is. So I want to try to do that, but I know that's not really possible if I want to make the trials interesting at all. So I have to find a fine balance with that. Oh yeah, for this drawing, I basically saved for myself a version of it shaded and a version of it not shaded for purposes, so I get the right colors all the time without having to worry about the shading getting in the way. Specifically, I think I did that because of the hair, because the shading looks like it changes the color on the hair a lot for how I shaded it and everything. And I was like, well, I should probably just export a version of it unshaded too. And this is why you should always save your shading and colors on different layers. Pro tips. Looks like I'm almost done with coloring here. The skin tone was one of the last things I did because I wasn't sure, like, what color would go well with the rest of it. Because I'm quite pale myself, but I didn't want to make the character look sickly or anything. So that's kind of like, I don't know. Also, I gave her the antenna because it felt wrong to have a protagonist without the antenna, because even the fake protagonist has the antenna, so it didn't seem believable that the thing wouldn't have a antenna. Also, the antenna looks funny, so I love it. So I used purple to shade on this drawing. I used multiply layer, even though you can't really tell here yet, because I'm just drawing purple on. It's kind of hard to see on the dress at the moment, but you'll see it once the layer options get put on. I like shading, but I really probably should practice it a bit more. Like, I'm good at making it look, like, shiny and stuff, but it doesn't always look realistic. Also, for the final thing, I was not planning on it having this thick of line art. Just thicker line art is easier for me, especially when I'm making reference sheets, because I don't know, it's nicer to just have the shapes outlined, and then later on I can just get more and more detailed. It's harder for me to take away details than add them. And as long as I've got the basic idea, it should be fine. As long as all the sprites match, I don't think it'll really matter. But yeah, don't worry, the line art's gonna get thinner. And with that, we are almost done, actually. I just need to add in the background after I lower the opacity on these highlights and take away the reference picture. So, yep, adding in the stuff. I wasn't sure how to do the height. I'm actually 5'4", too, actually. Zoom stripes. So then here's the final one with all the stuff added that I forgot before. So yeah. I hope you have a good day in quarantine. And I will be probably posting one of these for all the characters. So yeah, stay tuned for that.